So now we'll just have a little bit about the vocal health. According to the Met Marion, there were just two schools for the voice, the good and the bad. Okay, meaning that the bad is something that is you're learning and you walk out of class and your throat hurts. Okay, or you're applying it and you hurt yourself. The good is, and it might not even be the vocal, the bel canto. There are very good teachers out there who know how to say, and maybe in different ways, this work, and you never are hurting when you have a class finished. So the only thing is, even if you know how to do it correctly, if you're not paying attention, you can get bad vocal habits, and then if you start to get irritated, at least stop doing whatever you do until you feel no more irritation, and then be a little bit better about being careful to prepare. I asked the Met Marion what were the biggest enemies of the voice, and he said coughing is number one. Okay, it's the number one aggression to the vocal cords. It should be given immediate attention. When you start coughing, if your voice is important to you, take care of it immediately. Okay, yelling must be avoided, especially emotional upsets. Okay, this is just one terrible violence. Pushing the vocal cords, of course, by or speaking too fast. You can stress and stretch them, or they're getting pushed away. So the diaphragm can be collapsing. All these things can be going on. Be careful of that. Smoking, he said not more than 6 cigarettes a day. That was excessive. And of course, drugging the body by any form of tranquilizer will limit the vocal range and vibrations and cause the sound to be slightly flat or off key. A lot of people, singers or public speakers, I can hear when people are drugged, and I say, why didn't they take their medicine after? I don't know. So for professionals, I just say, well, ask your doctor if you can take that after you're doing a public presentation, because you want to have a voice that's full of energy. And stress, which I forgot to highlight, is of course the psychological aggression. This is the one that really is tightening its grip around the throat, and it limits the depth of vocal reach. So again, to summarize, the enemies of the voice: coughing, yelling, pushing the voice, over smoking, drugs, and stress. If we talk just a second about the benefits of vocal yoga, I think a 15 to 20 minute workout can really help open your throat freely, and it can help lower your vocal cords. And of course, this opening is going to release a lot of the tightness around the throat and go against those stresses that can also get released. It's going to bring a lot more oxygen into the body when the diaphragm really opens correctly. And of course, with the pelvic diaphragm, you're going to have a lot more of the noxious toxins released from the body. Also, you'll have much better spinal alignment and posture. On the psychic level, you're going to know your vocal personality and where you want to go. You'll become more conscious before you speak, ideally. You might practice some quiet meditation in exercises. And then with the correction, an annoying voice can become a pleasant voice. If you go to vocal yoga online, you'll see a doctor that I counseled for about 20 minutes, and he was rounded and he talked like this, and now he's straight, he speaks normally, and he gave a testimonial online about the benefits of vocal yoga for him. It was really very nice. And of course, again, the timid voice can be very empowered thanks to these releases. And people who are afraid to speak, of course, can learn to overcome that. There's really two kinds of stage fright. There's the one that you're able to dominate, and the one you're not able to dominate. And if you have to do professionally, and you just feel yourself getting so stressed out, tighter and tighter on the throat, you really have to work at it or change your profession, because once you get the sound started, then the throat loses all that stage fright. But you've got to get through that. Of course, besides the benefit of the health, the technology brings to an individual a inner mastery that respects the value of the vocal cords and all the coordinating organs. It's something that should be taught from childhood so that the children don't lose that wonderful contact of that rounded belly that they have. And it can also indicate good or bad health. So it's very important to try to keep the diaphragm observed as being healthy. Then also, the value is that people who are getting nodules, for example, because of the friction of the vocal cords being pushed, once they learn how to not do that, the nodules can completely disappear. And of course, we know that they are the forerunners very often in cancers of the throat, and this is good to know that that can be avoided. The book, the Vocal Yoga Guidebook, is really the basic manual of information that we've just been kind of looking at here, and pretty much everybody is asked to please review that. The French version is almost ready, as the Italian version, and there is an exam online. So usually when you start class, you've got the book and the exam done, and the exam is 100% score only. If you didn't get the answers right, well, you just simply get an email telling you what page the answer's on. Hopefully we got that straightened out. But so then you answer it, and then you can move to the next chapter. So if you do it chapter by chapter, it's really the only way you can do the testing. And then once you've scored 100 and you got it down, then you can come into class. So this is really, it says up there, but you don't see it, the vocal yoga precepts. And there are: to be supple in all physical movements, avoid coughing, yelling, pushing, over-smoking, drugging, and stress, climb the spine from the pelvic tilt, think vigorous back thighs, open joyously the mouth, the throat, and the upper diaphragm, yawn with the opening, and stay there when you speak. And then, of course, that you have your quiet inner voice that guides. Thank you very much.